Okay, so just quickly here, we're looking at substitution. Substitution is when we know the value of a particular pronumeral or the value of a letter, and then placing that into the equation or expression, whatever you're given. So, just quickly looking at these things, I've got this up the top. Now I know other places use bod mass and similar things, but bid mass is what I always use, and I like putting these gaps in them, so I know that I have to do brackets, then I have to do indices, then I have to do division or multiplication, and then addition or subtraction. So breaking them up and having the I instead of an O really makes a difference for me. So in your notes, I would try and make sure, or I would make sure, that this is down somewhere so you know your order of operations. So this question here, it tells us A is 4. So if A equals 4, what is A plus 3? So what we need to do is put in the equals to say we're working the same thing. A is 4, so change A to 4 and write the rest out exactly as it was. Then the equals keeps going down the page, and now we forget about this, we look at what we've got. 4 plus 3 is 7, so that is equal to 7. 3 times A. Thing to remember, if there's nothing between the 3 and the A, we know there has to be a times symbol in there. So 3 stays there, and we change the A to a 4. Now this is where you need to be careful. If you just write down 3 and then 4, it looks like 34, and this is not 34. Your best way to avoid that when you've got the letter is put it in brackets. Because then with the brackets, the same thing, if there's nothing between the number and the next part, we know that there's a times in there. So again, the equals lines up down the page, and now 3 times 4 is 12. 2A plus 4 divided by 6. This is where our order of operations can get a little bit difficult because there's part on the top and part on the bottom. We have to do the top part separate and the bottom part separate, and then do our division. So we've got 2, sorry, just fix that pen up. 2 in place of A, we've got 4 plus 4 divided by 2. We keep going with our equals, then there's a multiplication in here. 2 times 4 is 8. Still got the plus 4. Use a bike going past in the background, divided by 2. Now I would keep going down the page, but I'm running out of room, so I'm going to move over here. And 8 plus 4 is 12 on top, 2 on the bottom, and then we remember that this is the same as a divided by, so 12 divided by 2 is 6. And we've done a few steps to start with. Just a few more, keeping going, we're getting a little bit more difficult now, and we've got A equals 4 and B equals 2. We still have to use bid mass. We've now got A, B. So A was 4, which we can put in brackets, or you can put the times in there, but I really like doing brackets. And B was 2, so I'll put that in brackets, and if there's nothing in between them, again, I know that there is a times in there, take away 3. Then we can work out our multiplication first. 4 times 2 is 8. Sorry, forget the pen. Take away 3. And 8 take away 3 is 5. With the next one, we've got a set of brackets, so we have to do the brackets first, but first of all, we have to change A to what we know it is, which is 4. So 3, then in brackets, A becomes a 4 plus 4. So I have to do brackets first. 4 plus 4 is 8. And then I know there's a times between the 3 and the 8, so 3 times 8 is 24. Right, and the last one, first thing I'm going to do, go through is change the letters to what we know they are. So 2B is 2, so best bet's to put it in brackets to start with. And we've got bracket 2, A is 4, again it's a good idea to put it in brackets, take away 5, and then close the brackets off. This is where it can get a bit difficult because there's brackets all over the place, but these were our main set of brackets we had at the start, so we have to do this first. Then inside the brackets we've got a multiplication and we've got a subtraction. So the multiplication comes before the subtraction. So this 2 and this bracket 2 stays in the front, and we do this part first. 2 times 4 is 8. Take away 5. Then the next part of the brackets, 8 take away 5 is 3. And now there's a multiplication symbol in here and a multiplication symbol in here. So it doesn't matter which order we do it in. 2 times 2 is 4 times 3, and 4 times 3 is 12. Working down the page, doing it step by step, and just getting more difficult as you go are your real keys to this. This is the part that people really struggle with. Now, to do this, we know y equals 2x plus 5, and what the x value is changes. So for this one here, x is 0. So for this particular square, y is equal to 2x plus 5, and x was 0. So in place of x, we write 0 plus 5, then we do our steps that we need. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 5, and 0 plus 5 is 5. So when x was 0, y was 5. For this box here, x is now 1. So y is still equal to 2x plus 5, which is what we got up the top. So it's 2, this times x is 1, plus 5, because we're told x is 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 5, and 2 plus 5 is 7. So that box will be 7. We'll just do one more. Equals 2x plus 5, because we're still using the same rule. 2, this time x value is 2. 2 plus 5. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 5, which gives us 9. Then I can keep going again and again and again, but I know that answer was 11, and that answer is 13. One more table that pops up in your book that could be a way that it's done, and this one here, you got an x value and a y value, and you got all these things to do, and the x value and the y value changes. So in this case, if the x value is 5 and the y value is 2, and the question will tell you what they are, we then work out what these things are. So this is x plus y, so whatever our x value was, x was 5, y was 2, 5 plus 2 equals 7. This one here, 2x, so 2, 5, take away 3y, and y was 2. Then your next step, 2 times 5 is 10, take away 3 times 2 is 6, 10 take away 6 is 4, and 4. Third one, x squared, so which means we need 5 squared, and if we remember, squared means times by itself, so 5 times 5, which is 25. And the last one in here is x, so 5 at the front, y take away 2 is 2 take away 2, and that's all squared. From here you need to think about what part to do first, so bid mass, brackets, there is brackets, 2 take away 2 is the part we'll have to do first. So 2 take away 2 is 0, and that's squared. Once we've done the brackets, and there's nothing else inside the brackets, so this is just like times now, and we've done brackets, so we go to indices. Squared is an indices, so 0 squared, 0 times 0 is 0, so 5 and 0 squared is 0. We have to do the indices before the multiplication, and then 5 times 0 is 0, and that will change depending on your numbers. There's your notes for this week.